Hello, everyone. Woo! Welcome to another OTBH Reacts, where we watch old stuff.
Number three. Trace.
Pick number 3, my lord.
And it is my turn to pick. But before we do that, I'm joined with Will and Zach and Chris, as always. So, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Marching Man's over. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Congrats to all those.
Washington's going until January, so.
Well, Kentucky Marching Man's over, I should say.
Yeah.
Will State still got another 3 months. They just got done with band camp.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so.
No, they still at rookie camp.
Great. I understand some stuff. But congratulations to all the winners and stuff, and lots of good, some new faces in our state winning some championships. So kudos to everybody. Of course, I have indoor coming up, so no rest for the Riri.
And I don't. Right.
Yeah. I do it to myself, so I can't complain. But as I was saying, it's my turn to pick the show because Will was a buster and didn't want to go, so it's my turn.
First of all,
so we just saved the oldest for last. That's all we did. All right.
Jesus!
Today we are going to
better
watch,
when it's older.
I mean. I don't think 30 days makes much difference, but I digress. So today we're going to watch Cavaliers 2003 Spin Cycle. One of my favorite shows. Can't really call it a guilty pleasure because I think a lot of people enjoyed it. It kind of broke the streak. Blue Devils beat them that year, but I really liked the show because there's no props. And not that I'm a prop hater, but I think they do everything they can with this.
Right here.
I know. Mm-hmm. But I think they do everything they can with guard costuming and then drill and then music to set the stage of, giving the illusion of Spin Cycle. And, I always, whenever I design shows, I think that first, and then if there's props that can enhance that we can afford, then we'll add to it. But
what would they put out there? A washing machine?
They were sponsored by Maytag that year, and so they could have had all that.
No, Speed Queen.
That's a new one on me. I don't know that.
You never heard of Speed Queen?
No, I have not. Maytag, yes.
It's good stuff.
I will take your word for it. So, if you would like to watch along, we'll have the link to the video either up in the corner or in the description below. You can click on it and you can watch with it. There's a couple of videos, so just make sure you click on the link that we're doing. And like we said, we'll go 3, 2, 1, play. When I say play, that's when you hit the button. We're starting right at to 000. It gets pretty much right into it. Brent Hocker don't waste no time. So.
Oh, he does not.
No. So. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do this.
All right, here we go.
They're always ready.
Oh, get out.
Don't you start that. Don't.
Podcast.
If you have not watched episode 19, go back and watch episode 19 of On the Back Hash.
It's a good one. Definitely one of our greatest hits.
It's something. All right. Here we go. Cavaliers 2003 Spin Cycle in 3, 2, 1, play.
On the field from Rosemont, Illinois, to perform
this Fireman?
2003 program Spin Cycle.
Said Fireman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Cavaliers.
Man, I miss the Aussies.
Imagine how muggy it was down there in Florida that night.
Is your core ready?
I can.
Swampy.
Can very much imagine it. I was in the tunnel.
Was that the year you marched?
For competition.
Yes.
There it was.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right off the back, you get great music to visual coordination. Just,
I just really like how they use the guard within that.
Yes.
That opening segment. I think color.
Marimbas?
I mean, they're making sure you know that the show is spin cycle.
yeah.
Something is rotating at all times.
Like
The whole time.
Yep.
the front to backs, the spins. Even the marimba right there on the front black keys.
Drill sets rotating inside of drills, and then coordinating the guard to get that pass through all that mess.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, how do you? Dude, that just come on. Like,
Hey, you four in the middle. You've got 8 extra sets within this. So here's what you're gonna do.
Yep.
that's what if you guys will watch the interview that we had with Nathaniel, who marks Cavies. He's talking about like how many subsets they have within their sets. It's insane amount of sets that they learn. It was crazy. And that was he marks 2011, which is this is even before that. So. I know they're big on you talk about like using vectors. That's their big thing that helps them with that precise drill, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Some alignment issues, which we'll talk about later, but I think one of the reasons why they came in second.
There's such good guard integration in all of this.
So what do the numbers represent on the guard? Does anyone know the numbers on the back?
I think those are just numbers. I don't.
It's their drill number.
I mean, they probably is just so when they're setting up all of the stuff they're doing, it's just a lot easier to find them. But I could be completely wrong about that. Classic Sasato harmonic structure there.
Yep. We're about to hear that again. Dude, that drill, man.
This was before Frameworks, right?
No, this is the year after.
This is the year after? Okay. Because there's so many things that remind me of Frameworks, and there's so many commonalities, I guess also because it's the same drill writer and stuff like that as well. So I think the front of the
Yeah, I'm
guard
still on
uniform
the-
says cycle.
That's what I was about to say,
Maybe
same
it's like
thing
a
as that.
cycling.
That's exactly what I was thinking. They look like bicycle suits. That's what I was literally was sitting here thinking about.
It could very well be it. It's a cool drill moment here.
It's like a prime example of doing something simple that has a huge effect. Like
Yeah.
that whole ballad is
Yeah.
basically the business compared to most.
It's that
ballads
structure,
these days.
man.
All the way down to the last note. It's just ridiculous.
I'm still trying to figure out how they learn how to get up without breaking their leg.
A lot of PT.
And you're not wrong. I mean, just the head motion, the attention to
I was just
detail.
about to say, dude. It's like just the pop there, dude. It's crazy.
A lot of that stuff they figure out because they wear their Aussies during rehearsals.
Need we get to hold?
Yeah, right. That was a cool visual. Sorry, like, it was like real
This
simple,
whole
but like
sequence.
This is ridiculous over here.
Like, look at this. Like, we need that
Why?
Cavaliers back. I swear. That's crazy. There's I wrote that drill set and then quit.
See, like, I missed that.
dude, I
type
mean,
of
like
drill.
that right there, like that right there. That's
Yeah.
a moment, dude. Like that's like a 20 measure, 40 measure build up into that with the drill,
And I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, they are not about to do a double diamond cutter.
right?
Yeah, they are.
Man. Just the use of just angles in their drill. I think that. I mean, it's just. I mean, of course, DNA is always cool, but like, yeah, but like just how they manipulate the angles and how they get to sets are just. Man, I miss that. That's one thing I do miss a lot.
You mean you want me to run around the whole thing? Yep.
As it's
Like,
forming,
shit.
yes. Guard making those poles look like twigs right now. It's whipping
I
them
was just
everywhere.
gonna say, I love when a silk is revealed like at that right moment, and everybody does it the right way. It just pops a color out of nowhere like that. Come on, glasses.
The guy's probably almost. The guy's probably almost 40 now, and it blows my mind. Like I'm about his age.
articulation's just a little loose towards the end. But they've been running the whole show.
I'm about to say, what do you expect when you're doing what you're
Ends
doing?
rotating while they bring this line in, still rotating in. Like them cats back there that are rotating are running.
Yeah. There's no jazz running. It's literally I am running. Right there. Click. Man, oh man.
But wait, there's more. Stupid.
Not only they're doing the drill backwards, but they're playing the music backwards too.
Yep.
Stupid.
Like a lot of that should be illegal.
This is
Right? Right?
It's just,
Good Lord,
like
man.
you have to remind yourself that that was second.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like
And you know,
they're still selling that T-shirt.
yeah, they are. And because I was, back then I was like, "There's no way this is second. This is not better than BD." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, we all was.
And then I revisited. And I'm just like, there was some dirt, but that show was so hard. That's one thing that I will say about their stint in the 2000s was, those shows progressively got harder. Like, and I think they felt like they had to step up the game a little bit from Frameworks because they broke the record with it, and they just, that finals run just wasn't as clean as I think their semi runs was a little bit better. Their
Were
finals
they
run
first
just
in
wasn't.
semis?
I think so. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look. But I just love that show because it's all the effect is created through smart drill writing and smart music writing and just coordination.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Is like what's interesting about. Sorry, Will. What I think is interesting about everything is that and while sometimes it is good and refreshing to watch these older shows, is how do you show the theme of your show without props? How do you do it, right? And this is like a perfect example of that with the music and the drill. You're constantly getting that idea of spin cycle. It's always there, and that's something that I love all shows, no matter what year or whatever it is, but it's really cool to see, those shows. Like, I think that era, the early 2000s, I think in my mind is probably the peak of marching and playing. You know what I mean? Like the difficulty of marching, the difficulty of playing. I'm not saying what's going on is not harder now, but I feel like that idea, that was what was going on, is that you marched and you played, and it's really cool to see.
Hell, I ain't scared to say that this era of drill is way harder than the drill now.
I agree with you on that. You still get moments of it, bits and pieces everywhere, but it's always for 10 measures or 20 measures or something like that. You're not really getting it the entire time.
With the way things are, with the shows being more drama based now, the drill is more used for staging to set up a moment instead of being the moment. And I could appreciate it for what it is, but I wish I missed the days of getting excited about a cool drill move and then trying to figure out how I could do that with 8 people.
Yeah. I know.
I had nothing to do with it.
Like,
So
I
what we
did
call
have a moment
BS,
when-
sir.
Like I did have a
Let me
moment
do it.
watching that and going, "Oh,
I put it in your
that's why
hands.
he made
put
us
it
do
in your
that."
feet.
Yeah, yeah. Like a lot
Like
of
I can clearly see some of these shows that from that era that you really enjoy being the visual inspirations for some of the things that we did in our shows that you wrote.
like if you kind of think about, I mean, we're going down memory lane a little bit, but if you think about that opening segment of Hymns of Life, I mean, that was kind of inspired. That was kind of inspired by that opening stuff in Spin Cycle. You know, well, a lot of my ideas come from Gabby Drill, just because I just like how it works.
I mean, it's just written so well. Like like the drill is in and of itself a moment. You know, like just the diamond cutters and the DNA and all this like really cool stuff that's going on. Like you're saying, it's not the drill's not just a delivery to a moment. It is part of the moment.
Or like those, because there's a moment in frameworks too that I still have not figured out how each person's path correlates to what it ends up becoming. But like in Spin Cycle, like I caught myself watching it. It looks like scatter drill, but then like you can kind of see that there's at least one other person doing the same path as them. So it's like organized chaos almost.
It is. They do, and I shout out to John Oliver, who he marched Cavaliers in the 90s. But I would ask him about, I was like, how do they do that? Like I remember because I remember seeing Niagara Falls and watching the end when they do the diamond cutters, and I was like, how is that even possible? Like, how is that done? How do you get that kaleidoscope effect? He's like, if you watch very carefully, it's all straight line path. Everybody's marching at 8 to 5, and it's a straight line path. And I looked at it, I was like, so it's not that it's hard. They just have to be super precise. Like, it's got to be an 8 to 5 step. Yeah. And so when you see a lot of their drill stuff, like, that's what it is. It's just Michael Gaines is a genius. Whenever he's eating or drinking or whatever, and he can find creative ways to use all of these straight line paths and curve paths to create all of these illusions.
That's what I was saying when we were watching the video. I was just like, just how they use angles, like how they get. I mean, it's insane to watch. Like, I mean, I would love to see just like the pathway of like one person. Like if you had like what it looked like when they're on the field, because like I mean the way they use that to manipulate how the drill looks is crazy. I mean, such a good job.
Finale. I mean, on Power.
It would be cool to see like GoPro footage from some of those segments, like from a forehead cam or something, to see all the just chaos going on around you.
Side note: did you all see the one from? Was it Blue Coats? The one that had the camera on, and he's like, "Soldier Boy, tell him I lost it." When
they are always
they know
saying
for that
stupid stuff.
That's what they're known for.
When he said it was the whitest way of saying "Soldier Boy, tell him," and it got me. It got me. Sorry, I just had a moment there.
But no, they always do that. You can. There are videos for that. Just type in Blue Coats audibles or something.
Nonsense. Man.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite cavies. Like, I think for me personally, I got into drum corps around the right time because, like, I just long for that type of stuff, that type of drill and execution, and it's a good one. I might need to.
It is a good one, dude.
Might need to.
You can't go wrong with cavies in that time period.
Era for them.
Yeah,
just in general.
Yeah, because they did that show, and then the next year they won with 007. And I don't know how you guys were, but when I heard they were doing it, I was like, "Is this gonna work? Like, is this enough?" They made it enough.
I was hyped.
Yep.
And see, that's where, like, I mean, like back then, like you heard something like that, you're just like, how are they going to pull something like that off? Because that's like nowadays you hear 007 like, oh, it's going to be, what's going to be happening, out on the field, yeah, you know what I mean. So like that's what was cool about that time period. Is just you have a theme. Here we go. How are you going to show it?
How do you pick music was really smart. They picked music that really did fit the theme. Because also that year was I believe that was Blue Devil Summer Train Blues Mix. So you've seen every bit of Train in the front ensemble. And even they came out like train tracks, I think Blue Devil said. So yeah, they were really.
I wonder. Just I know I don't want to speak too long, but I wonder if like nowadays, if there's so much going on that we don't hear or see those things happening.
I'm sure it is
a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like that might be, why it's so stripped down. Back then, like you don't have all the stuff like. I'm sure all that stuff's going on, and we just don't, or it's so like, I'm like a duh, and it's like so up over my head that I don't see, that kind of stuff. Like I'm not thinking that way. I mean, that's kind of like, I was like, that's kind of like that, Blue Devils at Cavaliers Voltaire. Like I had no idea what it was about, but as soon as someone told me it was about the Dada movement, luckily enough, I was in history classes and knew what the Dada movement was. I was like, oh my God, it makes perfect sense now. But if you didn't know that stuff, like
exactly, and I think
because Cedric, you had to do that to me with an indoor show this past season. With one of the kids, 433, because I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but this show is cool. But then you explained it, and it got even better. And I was like, this might be the most brilliant show of WGI this year. Yeah. In all classes. Like
when they said they were doing it, I was like, okay, how is this going to work? But honestly, with that theme, you can do it any way you want to because that's the whole point. It never sounds the same way twice. But I think that's before it just turns into a full episode. I think that's the thing that happens with a lot of the shows today is Terry Sanders, who we are going to have on this podcast.
Yes, can't wait.
Brought it up to where he was saying a lot of how you judge comes from your experience. So if you don't know about things, or if you haven't experienced things, and if somebody does a show about something that you don't know about, you have no personal connection to it. Mm-hmm. So, when people are designing shows like that, it's like you're trying to figure out, okay, are you designing it for the upper-minded judges, or are you trying to get everybody, or are you doing it for the crowd, or are you doing it for your kids? And that's a whole different beast in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, man.
But, that could be a good discussion for another day too.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So when we have Terry on, that might be the time.
Yeah, we got a couple of folks that I think some people are going to be really interested to hear what they have to say about some certain things. Looking for that. So, well, that was On the Back of Cash Reacts, episode 3 with Cavaliers 2003 Spin Cycle. If you like, what are your thoughts? Yeah, what are your thoughts about the show? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Is this your first time seeing it? And then if you have any ideas of who you'd like for us to do a react video to, just let us know in the comments below, and we'll probably get around to it. William has the next one, so there's no telling what we're going to watch.
You can't run now, Will.
We're going to watch that. 1965 Kill Keys or something.
I just passed the time.
But you guys got anything else before we head out?
No, man. Be good to each other.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, be nice. Be careful. I know this comes out after Halloween, but still be safe. People are crazy. Be safe.
After Halloween, you know what the next holiday is, right?
Oh,
the best holiday.
It's Christmas because everyone forgets Thanksgiving.
Election Day.
Election Day.
Oh. Now I will say, I say this all the time. Me being a social studies teacher, me and my partner, content partner, will be watching the elections because I am that guy. But
as we all should. So
yeah.
But,
the World Cup's coming up too, boys.
Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff happening. November's about to be crunk.
BOA, we gotta watch BOA together. By the way,
BOA
Yes.
Yeah, we got
turkey and dressing, World Cup, BOA.
It's about to be crazy. So
discount Halloween candy. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's amazing.
So for Will, Zach,
so much to be thankful for.
Yes, it is. My name is Cedric. Like I said, it's been episode 3. Take care of each other, and we'll holler at you guys next time. Peace.
See ya.
Bye.